Where you do not do this in other countries, you do it only in Ghana.
Hello and welcome to Eye on Port, the program that has been dedicated to bringing Ghana's ports and maritime industry closer to you. It is proudly brought to you by Ghana Revenue Authority, GOIL, PLC, Serene Insurance, Ghana Link, Meridian Port Services, and Phoenix Insurance. This program is powered by Ghana Ports and Harbours Authority. Our media partner is the Business and Financial Times. Viewers, last week, the freight forwarding fraternity, together with allied trading associations, took to the streets to protest and register their displeasure with shipping lines operating in the country for what they termed as unfair and illegitimate practices and fees. And that is what our discussion this week will center on. But before we bring you that discussion, let us take a look at the peaceful demonstration that transpired within the port enclave. Key players in the logistics and trade sectors on Tuesday, September 24, 2024, embarked on a protest against shipping lines operating in the country. The Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders, the Association of Customs House Agents of Ghana, Freight Forwarders Association of Ghana, and the Customs Brokers Association of Ghana, in collaboration with several trade associations and concerned stakeholders in a peaceful demonstration, highlighted what they termed exploitative practices by shipping lines operating within the country. They marched to the premises of the various shipping lines in Tema to present their petitions. Addressing the media after the protest, a former president of GIF, Kwabena Ofosu-Appiah, said the reason for the protest was to compel principals and agents of shipping lines, as well as policymakers, to address long-standing issues of unscrupulous practices by shipping lines that continue to harm Ghana's economy and create inefficiencies in the entire logistics and supply chain industry.
For several years, shipping lines have imposed unreasonable, unwarranted, and exorbitant fees on importers as local administrative charges, container cleaning fees, empty container fees, and demurrage on weekends and holidays. The shipping lines are yet to explain to the Ghanaian trader and consumer why they should continue to pay the unwarranted local administrative charges, or whatever name they are called by the various shipping lines. These shipping lines have also refused to file their arbitrary local charges for negotiation with the Ghana Shippers Authority, as required by Regulations 5 of the Ghana Shippers Authority Regulations 2012 LI 2190.
He raised concerns over the repatriation of forex earnings by shipping lines, which they say is contributing to the country's foreign exchange difficulties.
The shipping lines levy traders a conservative average of $500 per TEU. The TEU is a 20-footer equivalent unit as local administrative charges. In 2021, 1,562,000 TEUs were received as imports. These amount to an excess of 781 million collected in illegitimate administrative fees alone. This is the amount the shipping lines are making a year just from the unwarranted local administrative charge for absolutely no work done.
They made the following demands and gave the shipping lines 14 days to address their concerns.
We, in my organization, the Food and Beverage Association, we are the largest importers of food products and other raw materials of food ingredients into this country. And some of these agents are the one fronting for us in clearance. If it happens that you pass on any cost, we have the right to pass it on to the other. And once it's coming, then it's the consumer, final consumer, who bears the brunt of it. That is why we are saying enough is enough.
Kwabena Ofosu-Appiah said the outcome of the protest has the potential to reshape the operational landscape of commerce in Ghana potentially stabilize the exchange rate, significantly increase the standard of living of every Ghanaian, and mitigate the national security ramifications of the cost of living crisis in the country. Now, staying on the subject, we assembled representation from the Ghana Union of Traders Association and the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders to lay out their grievances. We also had with us representation from the Ship Owners and Agents Association of Ghana to address these concerns. Take a listen.
Whatever the freight forwarders did was on our behalf.
Right.
Because the business that they do, the clearing that they do, they don't do it for themselves. They do for us. And most of the problems that we have been protesting, they are the first people that we protest to before they also relay it to the appropriate corners. Because we are laymen, basically, doing our business. So when there's a freight charge, shipping line charges, sometimes we think that they are taking undue advantage of you, so we complain that they are charging us excessively and without any basis.
Right.
So most of these pressures, when it comes to them, then they also are frustrated and they do some of the things that they do, and they do it on our behalf. But when I have to react to Mr. Ayane's submission that they have a pre-contract with us.
Yes.
A contract does not mean that you have to continue changing prices. Then you have to let me know that strictly this is the charge that I'm going to make for you. Then it's a contract. But where you take any opportune time to increase your charges and all that, it cannot be said to be part of that so-called contract. And that's why we have been saying that.
He cited that it is also inclusive of charges in origin and destination local charges. That
yes, but then it is not spelled out that this is exactly how much we are going to charge you, and that's why we have to come together as stakeholders to understand. If it is not there, then you are taking undue advantage on us. So it's not about any contract. A contract spells out everything in clear terms. The price that I will take for maybe clearing charges, for empty container, for cleaning and all that, and it will be well spelled out, the price that you will pay. But where the price is not categorically stated, and that you use your own authority, and even with different shipping lines, everybody has its charges, even the rate that the Bank of Ghana give, you do not even abide by it. What kind of contract is that? It means that you are taking undue advantage over us. And we have stated that even as part of this contract that he is talking about, embedded in the freight charge, they should include it. And then we pay it upfront. When we tell them, they are afraid to do that because they know that when one shipping line charge is higher over the other, people will shop and get a cheaper one. And so they all come and say that, no, we have to do the local administrative charges aside of the. So clearly, they are doing everything to surcharge the good people of Ghana, and that's why prices of goods and services have gone up. Sometimes the marriages that we pay, the shipping line charges that we pay cumulatively is higher than the duty that we pay. Ghana Shippers Authority and the stakeholders travel to the sub-region to see some of this because we have been complaining. And let me give you one, the cost component of shipping lines in the whole clearing processes. That of Togo is about 1%, while that of Ghana is almost 6%.
Shipping line.
The shipping line component in the charges.
In the duties,
and then Ghana is the highest among the rest of our neighboring countries. And why is this so? Because here we are not, the authority, Ghana Shippers Authority is not pushing them hard to do what they are supposed to do. And
But they negotiate with the Ghana
that's
Shippers
why we
Authority,
are supporting Ghana Shippers Authority this time round with the new acts that they have and all that. We are doing everything that this time round because it states categorically that these fees and charges should be approved by the Ghana Shippers Authority. And these days, if it is not done, then we have every right to take on even Ghana Shippers Authority or the shipping lines.
Let me come to you for that, Johnny Mante. This has been a long-standing issue that you people have been grappling with, complaining about. And so at what point did you decide that this was a time for you to perhaps let your voice known publicly, go out and protest and call attention to your grievances?
Thank you, Kenny, and good evening to all your viewers. Ken, before we begin, I'd like to say that the Ghana Institute of Freight Forwarders and all our allies, we are firmly in solidarity with the cry of the Ghanaian against this Galamsey menace. Dr. Bain, I heard him on one of the stations making statements that it is high time we nip that in the bud. So we are in total support of the Stop Galamsey matter that is going on. On the substantive issue, I'm quite surprised about Ayana's statements. Very, very surprised. Ayana has been in the shipping industry for only God knows how long, and he knows very well that he shouldn't be making those statements. He knows very well that their charges are illegitimate. That's not something that we have said. April last year, the Union of Africa Shippers Authorities around Africa, I'm sure he was there. This statement was there. We didn't pick the statement from anywhere. This is the whole of Africa. They made the statement that the shipping lines contribute their illegitimate charges. They didn't say charges. Their illegitimate charges are the contributing factor for the high cost of goods and services or goods on the market. It's not Ghana Freight Forwarders that is saying it.
Of African Shippers Councils.
Yes, Union of Africa Shippers Council, check it.
Yeah.
They said that the activities and the charges in our port by the shipping lines are the basic contributing factor for the high cost of goods on our market. The World Bank has said the same. The cargo that comes to town, it is 50% higher in coming to Africa. Their cargo contribute to 50% of the highest goods on the market. So the issue of illegitimacy is not something that has been picked from somewhere. It's something that has been there. Like I said, I'm surprised that Ayana is saying this.
So let me come to Mr. Adam Imore-Ayana. And you heard Mr. Mante's submission and the litany of allegations he's put on your membership and you. First of all, just the last question that I asked him, which has to do with the fact that yes, in the sub-region, shipping lines do not charge in the USD, but you do here, and that's quite one of the paramount reasons why we have price hikes in the market.
Thank you once again. I'm happy at least you've been able to point out one substantive issue that I can address. Because there were so many things.
I'll bring them.
And you see, there is one thing we have to appreciate. I hear shipping lines are charging in dollars, and I would like that proof. There is a difference in pegging something in dollars and what is the rule in this country? That everything that is done in this country should be invoiced in Ghana cedis.
Yes.
If you even come to customs,
the Bank of Ghana directive,
if you even come to imports, there is supposed to be a value, a measure that you can convert. So what is the basis in which somebody is going to convert a figure? That is why even Ghana Customs or the Bank of Ghana, the government will bring a certain rate of exchange, then you convert that amount into cedis. So if they say shipping lines are charging dollars, I don't know if it's the freight or it's the local activities. And freight is not the local agency's income, and they are collecting it on behalf of an agent. And the Bank of Ghana rules are very clear. So when I hear shipping like illegal, please, the rules are there. I've heard a lot of an UNTAG on this.
UNTAG, World Bank,
somebody said shipping lines are charging illegal. It would be good to be specific. That's why I said that there is a contract of carriage, right? if we want to understand any charges, is there, it's advertised, it's there for everybody to see. Why would any shipping line run away from a charge? I import myself. And when I hear these figures, last time at a certain presentation, I thought that wasn't the room to dispute a certain figure. I import myself, and I've shared this with other people. And this was, what's the date? This was July 2024, 24th, and this is October 2023, 44th, right? At that time, the rate of exchange in the July 2020, is it July? No, I think it's February 2024, was 12.059 thereabouts. And then the 2023, it was 11.13 something. And I calculated, I have my FOB value here. The freight component of the total, right, of the total cost, which total cost includes FOB price, freight, duties, shipping line, terminal handling, transportation, Ghana Standards Authority, Shippers Authority, clearing charges, clearing fee, and something the clearing people have called sundries or miscellaneous. I mean, we all know what goes. The freight aspect of this total thing is 1.6% of the total value.
Okay.
And the local, what people term local service charge, whatever, that can be explained later when it comes up. That was, I mean, at the time, 0.4. So when you put freight and local, what we call local shipping line, you are talking of 2% for the 20-foot. When you look at the 40-foot, it's 1.1% for the freight. That's 1.1% of the total cost, including the cost of the cargo. And then the local charges is 0.2%. When you is 0.5,
So
when you put it
local
together,
charges, you are referring to the container administrative,
the container
and
administrative
the empty container and all those ones.
No, you see, you have to be careful because a lot of things are lumped in. I hear cleaning charges.
Yeah.
I checked last week with everybody. I waited for the last week with everybody except one shipping line, right? Those who are charging, cleaning charge in the first place is a legal charge. So if somebody says it's an illegitimate charge, I wonder. Because it's in the shipping nomenclature. When you come to me for a container to ship, I would have to deliver a clean, odorless container to you,
When
and
you
you can
return it,
reject
it
it.
must be clean
When
and
you are,
odorless.
it must be. So when you return it, that it's not like that. You have to either clean it or pay. At some point in time, some of the shipping lines says, listen, the terminals, when MPS came up and other things, they are now allowing our people to be there. So it's an administrative nightmare. Instead of a certain value, we will charge a minimum value across board. We met with COFAC, I think the umbrella of GIF. They brought this issue with even Ghana shippers, and we appealed to our people that, listen, people are complaining that charge the incidents. So if it's an administrative nightmare, I mean, approach your principals, because at the end of the day also, the containers are for them, and see what you can do. As we speak, it's only one shipping line, only one. I'll mention the name.
Right.
That is charging across board. And I'm confident that one would also change. Only one. Unless the person is not a member of SWAG, ship
Right.
owners. And everybody should.
So what
prove
are
it
you
to
doing
me.
as a
the
group?
other ones,
As a group to
it's
with-
not a group.
with the one in line?
No, the group cannot. It's their commercial issue, and you have to also appeal to them, and you have to also appeal to the dynamics of the market and the people, because like Mr. Obi and Co, they are a customer to that shipping line, and Mr. Obi even has every right to go to the shipping line to say, hey, listen, we are in business together. What is this? There are people who get concessions even on what they call local shipping line, and I promise you, in this country, Mr. Obi, correct me if I'm wrong, majority of shippers do not only enjoy 7 free days. Majority of shippers. And it's all based on this contract that I'm talking about. So the figures are there. You see, demurrage is a different issue. If your cargo come here and you are able to take...
You take
Hold on. If
more
your
than
cargo
$500 million every year
Oh,
out of the
I
contract in
haven't
demurrage
done that
charges.
calculation. But if your
Go
cargo
do it.
come and you are taking the delivery within maybe your free period, then there would not be demurrage. That's why in all my cargo that comes, fortunately, the clearing agent who does my thing, I've never paid for the past, I don't know, I started about 5 years ago. I've never paid demurrage. Every time, they clear it within time.
Yeah.
You understand me? Admittedly, there will be challenges in maybe the clearance system and even documentation with the trader, and that is why sometimes these extended periods are negotiated right from day one. That is why I'm saying everything is right from day one. It's imperative for the shippers, they signed the agreement. It's imperative for them to maybe share with Mr. Obin, this is what I've committed you to.
Yeah.
You understand? So that if Mr. Obin then has that strength that, this is what, okay, maybe I don't have to then bother myself. Or no, this is what but the shipping line is ripping me off. Then Mr. Obin is coming to the shipping line to say that, listen, this is the agreement that my shipper has committed me to. And I'm part of the whole merchant description, because now I have title to the cargo. But why are you charging me this? And this is an issue of discussion, proving whatever is written and taking it out. If it comes to demurrage,
please hold your fire. I'll come to
if it comes to demurrage, I keep hearing that shipping lines are charging demurrage on weekends and weekdays. It's completely right, right? But when you look at the release of containers for shipments, and Bernard, before we started, I've sent you a tariff for Felixstowe.
Yeah, sure.
And I want you to look at it and start looking at the nomenclature and tell me that Felixstowe, there are so many illegitimate charges. And even look at the value of cleaning charges in Felixstowe. It says sweeping is what? 150 pounds per container, per 20-foot container. Cleaning with steam, it's about 200. You understand me? So let's look at what is the value. Right now, I'm confident and I can tell you that almost all, except one, either charge the specific or some don't even charge at all. I don't know how they've done their
so my point of interest, which I think that would require immediate redress, is the weekends and holidays where you charge them when you are not available and which is not their fault. How are you going to be able to address that as a group?
You see, every time I think I've come here or I've had the opportunity to talk on the national stage about shipping, I keep telling everybody that in business, dialogue is the key. At the end of the day, all the shipping lines were encouraged to also make, IT platforms, or I don't know what words you guys use, available for the shipping
social media
lines.
platforms.
I'm reliably informed by the shipping lines that, listen, the agents do not have to come to our offices on weekends because we have people who are working off-site and can release cargo. All we have advised them is that because Ghana has not started this e-bill of lading issue, within the working window, they should come and drop their bills of lading. Of course, I hear certain things from the other side. Oh, when you pay through the bank, you go to the shipping line, it says it hasn't reflected the bank. It's an issue we have to look at and fix. It doesn't mean they are ripping you off. So that service is there. If they claim there is no shipping line who has those platforms on weekends, etc., I keep telling them, my office is open. Let's take them. This shipping line doesn't work. Let's take them, go there and find out and see if there is any issue. We deal with it, but I'm confident they do.
Okay.
So that was an excerpt of our discussion on the contended fees and charges of shipping lines operating within the country. And we hope all necessary stakeholders are able to come to the table and bring this thorny issue to a justifiable conclusion. Now let us pick a few comments that were shared with us on this subject after we will go on break and then return with more news. Stay tuned.
Adam from Takrade says, hello IronPod. Very heated discussion today. I agree with Dr. Obin there. The posture being assumed by the lines indicate that they do not respect the shippers authority. Either that or the shippers authority mandate over shipping business is not realistic.
Good energy brings you quality choices with Goil Super XP. Available in many Goil stations nationwide. It is fortified with special additives that help your engine perform better and use less fuel. Branch into a Goil station today and energize your ride with Goil Super XP, compatible with most vehicles. Goil Super XP, Wufilia, huh? Wubefi. Goil, good energy. Ja, ja, ja.
Like electricity, then pay your taxes. Our taxes, our future.
Because you see, without our taxes, we wouldn't have good roads, good schools, better hospitals, street lights, and other very important social amenities. When we pay our taxes, we give our children free and quality education. Talga, my money too small. Why should I pay my tax? Look, small. Salifo, it doesn't matter how small or big your business or income is. You still have to pay your taxes. The little taxes from each and every one of us, when put together, could give your community clean water or that deprived school with tables and chairs. Please pay your taxes. It is your responsibility. It is your civic duty. It is the law.
MPS Terminal 3 is Africa's new state-of-the-art container terminal at Tema Port. For manufacturers, agro-processors and traders, the new port means business can be done faster. This infrastructure boost will improve Ghana's port handling capacity, connect more trading routes, and oil the engine of growth for the economy, creating greater opportunities across all sectors as Africa's markets merge and become the largest trading bloc globally. MPS, we connect, you thrive.
Business and life can be like the sea sometimes. Sometimes serene, sometimes calm, sometimes turbulent, and at times it brings the unexpected. However it is like, trust Phoenix Insurance for your home, car, business, and marine insurance needs. Call 0302-246-319 or 0243-690-492.
At Phoenix, you experience a delightful service delivered with wisdom.
Welcome back, viewers. Now let us take a look at other news and happenings within Ghana's ports and maritime sector. Ghana's maritime sector stakeholders joined the rest of the world to mark International World Maritime Day last Thursday, September 26, 2024, emphasizing the importance of safety in all aspects of maritime operations, especially as the industry continues to evolve and face new challenges. Under the theme Navigating the Future, Safety First, Ghana's celebration was organized by the Ghana Maritime Authority under the auspices of the Ministry of Transport. On behalf of the Sector Minister Kweku Ofori-Isiama, his deputy Alassane Tampoli stated that a strong emphasis is placed on prioritizing research and development to maintain efficiency within the marine environment, given the evolving trends. This focus is directed towards digitization, automation, and decarbonization, all of which have significant implications for safety.
The adoption of the 2023 IMO Greenhouse Gas Strategy, for instance, which has high levels of ambitions to ensure the rapid decarbonization of the maritime sector, would entail the development and use of new technologies and fuels. Precautionary measures would therefore have to be put in place in transporting and handling new fuels such as ammonia, LNG, hydrogen, methanol, etc. at ports and on board vessels. Furthermore, The workforce at ports and onboard vessels need to also undergo relevant health and safety training in order to prevent avoidable disasters.
The Director General of the Ghana Maritime Authority, Thomas Kofi Alonsi, represented by the Deputy Director General Yao Akosa Entry, urged all stakeholders to actively participate in global discussions that hinge on the evolution of shipping with safety in mind.
As we look into the future, technological advancements such as automation, digital navigation systems, autonomous vessels promise to transform the industry. While these innovations have the potential to enhance operational safety, they also require us to stay vigilant and proactive in managing new risks. Cybersecurity, for instance, is a new key issue for vessels, as current vessels rely on interconnected systems that are susceptible to digital threats.
A public lecture under the theme Prioritizing Safety in a Transforming Maritime Landscape was delivered by Naval Captain Derek Godwill Atachi.
Shipping companies need to invest more in training and development programs that equip the workforce with the necessary competencies and skills. It is also imperative that shipping companies incorporate cybersecurity measures in their operations to safeguard against potential threats.
Ghana's leading oil marketing company, GOIL PLC, continues to demonstrate that the company will not relent on its road safety values. Since June, over 600 of GOIL's bulk road vehicle drivers have undergone a 3-day defensive driving and emergency response training at Top Tech Ghana, acquiring ISO certificate of participation at the end of the training last Wednesday. Cecil Ebogabra is the CEO of Top Tech Ghana. He highlighted the essence and benefits of the training program.
Long vehicle drivers do have a lot more of accidents because they do not understand the trucks that they are using. So this was based on how to use the retarders and how to use what we call the engine brakes, okay? Which means that as you are driving, it gets to a point in time that you must not use your brake throughout. When you use your brake throughout, you bend your brakes, and then your clutch as well, you bend your clutch. So this exercise has been good, where all the drivers had the opportunity to intend to climb the hill, as we have our instructors, specialized instructors for this program, to teach them what to do and what they must not do.
Head of Operations and Acting Chief Operating Officer at GOIL, Engineer Dennis Amui, said the company appreciates the weight of responsibility that lies on the drivers who distribute their product, which is why they deem it necessary to equip them with adequate continuous training. He urged the drivers to apply the safety precautions taught them throughout the conduct of their duties.
The objective is to let people work in a safe environment. And as you may have witnessed, I pose questions to drivers. Some have driven for 20 years, 15 years, and they are learning new things in their own cabins. They are learning new things on the road. We know Top Tech gives the best training that you can think of if it comes to driving and then road safety. So we partnered with them to give us the best training that they can, because that is what we want our drivers to achieve.
Now let us turn our attention to the global stage and pick a few international shipping and maritime related news.
The United Nations and the International Maritime Organization on Thursday, September 26, celebrated World Maritime Day 2024, focusing on the theme Navigating the Future, Safety First, highlighting the IMO's commitment to enhancing maritime safety and security while protecting the maritime environment. As the maritime industry faces rapid technological advancements and new challenges, the choice of theme for this year year's World Maritime Day, according to the United Nations, underscores the need for regulatory frameworks that can keep pace with innovation while maintaining safety and efficiency in global shipping. The theme provides the opportunity to focus on the full range of safety regulatory implications arising from new and adapted technologies and the introduction of alternative fuels, including measures to reduce GHG emissions from ships as IMO strives to ensure the safety and efficiency of shipping are maintained and potentially improved. This, the UN says, will enhance the smooth and efficient flow of seaborne international trade. The Gemini cooperation between Maersk and Hapag-Lloyd says service reliability is a key driver of its association, backed by key terminals operations. Experts say Gemini is well placed for terminal operations in all the major regions that the carriers will serve as the start of the alliance draws near. Cooperation between the two top 10 lines is due to start in February 2025, and Drewry Shipping Consultants outlines the various key regions, including North Europe and the Mediterranean, where the alliance will operate. Gemini will operate a hub and spoke system, delivering cargo to major hubs and using shuttle vessels to deliver freight to regional ports. Ports and terminal specialist at Juries, Eleanor Hadland, says Gemini is in a good position to start with very little exposure to ports and terminals where neither carrier has a shareholding.
For our phrase of the day today, we'll tell you what we mean by cross-docking.
Cross-docking. Cross-docking refers to a practice in logistics of unloading materials from a manufacturer or mode of transportation directly to the customer or another mode of transportation with little or no storage in between.
It's now time to take a look at the schedule of vessels that have berth in the ports of Tema and Takoradi and at the anchorages of both ports, as well as those expected in the coming weeks, plus the Bank of Ghana exchange rates, which you may need to know to clear your cargo with. This brings us to the close of today's edition of Eye on Port. We hope you've been informed and educated. Remember, all Eye on Port content can be found on our YouTube channel, Eye on Port. Please subscribe, like, and share our videos. Thank you for watching.